Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 1, Game 1 of the 2021 College League of Legends season in the Esports Collegiate Conference. My name is Connor Vagel, coming to you from the campus of Northern Illinois University, as always, in the esports arena. Unfortunately, I am the only one here today. As you guys know, we are still in the midst of this global pandemic. We're still being very safe, limiting ourselves, distancing. That means the players will be playing from home, but we are ready to bring you a fantastic game between NIU and Central Michigan to open out this season. Both teams coming in here with high hopes for the season. I know that NIU is looking to return to the playoffs after last year's second place, or actually, they won the division and then unfortunately were knocked out in the divisional round. They're looking to make it a little further this year. The format of the conference is a little bit different, so we'll have to go through all of that to really show you what is going on this year with the Esports Collegiate Conference in their first official non exhibition season. So this is a true varsity League of Legends year. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get into game in just a few minutes here, but let's go through those changes that I just mentioned. As you guys see on your screen right now, let's go ahead. Oh, you're losing it now, but let's go ahead and check this one out here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at what exactly are the um, are the teams in the Esports Collegiate Conference. It's your traditional Mid America Conference schools. The one change that we're going to be seeing is Northeastern University has come into the conference, and that is a big deal. They are one of the top esports schools in the country, so it's a really big deal to be able to compete against them. But at the same time, there is one school, Toledo, will not be competing in League of Legends this year. So we're still at a 10 school roster for the East, or 12 school, I apologize, 12 school roster for the Esports Collegiate Conference. It should be on your screen any second here. Let's go ahead and check that one out. And here we go. Yep. So we should have on there right now, this should be a list of all the Esports Collegiate schools. We have from the top there Akron, the Zips, the Ball State Cardinal, the Bowling Green, I believe that's Falcons. If I'm not, it might be Eagles though. Buffalo, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Kent State, Miami, Northeastern, NIU, Ohio, Toledo, and Western Michigan. As I mentioned before, Toledo won't be competing in League of Legends this year. So when you guys look at that schedule that we have posted, it will not have them as one of the competition teams. NIU will play an 11 match schedule, opening it out this week against Central Michigan, and then moving on through to Ball State on Wednesday. So be sure to tune in Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. in this central time zone to see this match that they will be having against Ball State. That's a big one for them. They really think that it is a match that they want to win. They think of it as a grudge match after last year getting knocked out by Ball State in the playoffs after defeating them earlier on in the regular season. But we are just getting ready to get into Champion Select, it looks like. We do have one change. Looks like we should have, if I'm not mistaken, LCS order because they should all have every one of the players league unlocked. Let me look into that. But we will run down the rosters from top to bottom. We are looking for. Here we go. For NIU, we'll start it off with the top laner. Nothing has changed since the Fall Invitational, if you watched that. But from last season, we do have one or two changes. So, starting in the top lane, we have Alpha Squirtle 81. Then in the jungle, it will be PCH. Space Marine 18 will lock down the mid lane, and then Summoner XD is the new addition this year in the ADC or bot lane role. Crix GG returns to the team after joining on halfway through last season, and they are coached this year by Garmore. On the side of Central Michigan, it looks like Huncho Gary in the top lane. Why Fight Me is going to be the jungler. Darkfire Phoenix will be that mid laner. Icade will be the ADC, and Kealoa will be their support. Looks like they should be getting ready to go quite soon. But until then, we're going to look on through the strong teams in the conference and who to look out for as we move through this season. Strongest teams in the conference, inarguably Northeastern and Buffalo. Buffalo coming off the Fall College League of Legends Invitational National Championships. They were able to take that event in. Though the one thing I do want to point out with that was the finals of that tournament were contested on the first day that the preseason patch had come out. So that one may not, necessarily be 100% indicative of the level of Buffalo, but they took on a very strong last year's national champions UC Irvine team and were able to defeat them in that best of 5. Additionally, Northeastern, very strong team. They're coming into the conference as favorites to either take that top spot or at least make the finals. That's probably the S plus tier of teams. On the S tier of teams, you have the teams like probably we're going to be seeing, I want to say, looking on through this list, that we may see the teams like my apologies. Miami is probably the A plus tier, and then you get the A tier, which is probably NIU and Kent State is in there as well as Ball State. Those are the 3 teams that'll kind of be competing for those last couple of 4 teams that'll be competing for that last couple playoff spots. As we move through, the rest of those teams definitely not out of it, but they have their chances at an upset here. Based on preseason strength as well as what we saw in the Fall College League of Legends Invitational, those teams would need to make a little bit more of a step up. It does look like we are getting very close to ready. They need about 2 minutes, then we'll be into games. So one more thing, this will be a best of 3 series, as they all will up until the playoffs. Playoffs will move to a best of 5 format. As was the case last year, the Esports Collegiate Conference will get 1 bid into the College League of Legends Invitational, the national championships, if you will. But they may have chances at another at-large berth. Unfortunately, there was just an assigned victory to UCI last year. They didn't finish off those national championships. They had won the previous year, and I believe the year before that as well. But very strong teams. And the one thing with collegiate that we're getting to notice here is that it is very interesting because we're starting to see the collegiate players at those strong teams move towards the pros. We're seeing a lot of LCS and academy rosters that have former collegiate players on them. So I'm very interested to see exactly how strong some of these rosters are, how much we can prepare them. But it does look like they will just be ready to go in just a second. But does look like we should be any second here. And then we will get into Champion Select. One thing to note that I did forget to mention, Viego. This is patch 11.2. Viego would be is in the game at this point in the patch, but as he released on Thursday, this will not be he will not be available for this game. He will be available for Wednesday's game if either team does so choose. In my personal analysis, he has not seemed very strong. It could just be people trying to figure out the champion because it is a very complicated champion, let's say, since you have to know all of the different champions in the game to some element or degree. As we should be, looks like, ready any second. Yep, they are ready here. So we will hop in to Champion Select as soon as they are into it. And then we will get ready for game number 1 of Northern Illinois versus Central Michigan. Here we go. They are starting it, and we should jump on in, and there you go. All right. Looking on through, we now have NIU going to make their first ban. Could be something strong, I'd assume. Talia Jungle has been very highly contested, but it's going to be the Nunu. Possibly thinking that Talia Jungle may not be in Wi-Fi Mi's repertoire. When paired with something like the Renekton, we've been seeing that extremely strong. The same idea as Nidalee Renekton from Season 10, but a very strong AP jungler that can just poke, and then Renekton can really lock in and lock down. Rel going to be the ban coming out from the side of Central Michigan. Crix has been playing that a little bit here, so wise ban from the side of Central Michigan. But Hecarim's going to be taken away by NIU, and when they said earlier that they may target the jungle bans, they were not kidding. This is now 2 jungle bans, 2 of the stronger junglers. But notably, what we're not seeing are things like the Udyr band, the things like the Lilia, Olaf. Those are strong. Graves here is taken away. That'll be against PCH. That is something that he likes to play. Jhin, the strongest ADC in the game right now, especially as he's the with the nerfed Gale Force. Gale Force not incredibly weak. It's probably not nearly as strong as it was prior to Thursday's patch, but is still something available for them to take. But now with that gone, Jhin off the table, so likely we'll be seeing something like Kai'Sa into a into something, you know, of that nature. As the last band there, as always, we see into Space Marine. It is going to be the Anivia band away, and as I mentioned, there's NIU picking up the Kai'Sa, the strongest ADC left available, with that Jhin band away. I'm interested to see what Central Michigan wants to play into that. Kai'Sa definitely seems like she's a level above most other AD carries aside from Jhin with the current patch. But we will see exactly how this one plays out. Central Michigan going to now lock in that Misfortune. That is something that we've seen in the pros as an answer to that Kai'Sa, as it does have that good laning into them. We'll see exactly how NIU wants to answer that as something that could lock down that Misfortune before she gets any damage. They'll have to play the laning phase a little bit easier, or a little bit safer, as that's a Galio locked in for Central Michigan. That one could be mid, could be support. So we did see it yesterday in the TSM versus Team Liquid matchup. That was the bot lane that we saw Team Liquid play, was Misfortune, Galio into the Kai'Sa, and they were able to really snowball that game. So as I was mentioning, you want to play that early game very safe to make sure that you're not letting that Misfortune snowball. There's the Ornn and the Olaf, both picks that we thought we might see. Alpha Squirtle tends to go towards that Ornn, those tankier type of top laners that really have some agency. Ornn able to really turn around some of those fights. Olaf, just a super strong pick at this current moment. And then the Darkfire will pick up for CMU. We'll see the Shen into that Ornn. So just a very traditional tank top lane matchup, both with very long range types of ultimates. Shen obviously going to have a little bit more map pressure, as he does have the map wide ultimate here. As CMU, we're going to see what they might ban away. Support and mid lane are what's left, and it's going to be the Maokai. We have seen Crix playing a bit of that, especially in scrims. The Imperial Mandate Maokai has been very strong in solo queue. And there's Talia to make sure that that Central Michigan does not pick that up for their jungle. They haven't picked a jungler yet, so that'll likely be where the target bans end up going here. Support could be flexed between Galio, so you want to know where that might go. But NIU definitely has not picked up their mid laner or support, and there's going to be the Lucian. So an interesting one. That one means that CMU may be expecting possibly a Lucian mid or possibly a Kai'Sa flex pick there. Not something that I've typically seen NIU practice, but definitely not out of the range of possibilities. Lucian also a strong pick that Summoner XD has been playing quite a bit. And then answered with the Cassidy, another scaling type of mid laner. So NIU thinks that they'll see right through that. They think that Galio is going into the bot lane. And with the Sejuani locked in, that still gives the option available, as that'll be the jungler into the Olaf. Um, Definitely Olaf going to be power farming, but with that ultimate to be able to escape some of this hard CC available from the side of Central Michigan. NIU now has 9 seconds to make that last pick. It is going to be Cassiopeia. They want a little bit more time to figure out this support pick, and Cassiopeia going to go to the mid lane there for Space Marine 18. Something that he was known for earlier on. He plays a lot of those control mages, and that one's just another one. And Thresh, one of Crix's strongest champions, going to be the hover right now, and there it is, locked in. So that one definitely going to be able to have some agency. Mordana is up if Central Michigan wants to take this counter matchup and roll with it. But we'll see exactly. It is going to be Galio as the support, as Victor will be locked in to play against that Cassiopeia in the mid lane. So we'll see them have just a couple minutes in order to get some of these things right. And we will go ahead. My apologies there. And we will step away once we get out of this champion select timing here. We will move over towards the... we'll send you to just a 3-minute ad. We'll get ready for this game, and then we will come back and we will have game number 1 available for you. But yeah, looking on through, looks like it is exactly as we thought. Ornn, Olaf, we apologize. PCH and Alpha Squirtle are not in LCS order, so we do have to just remember that they will swap. Ornn going to be the top laner. Olaf, Cassiopeia, Kaisa, and then Thresh. Whereas in the side of Central Michigan, it's going to be Shen, Sejuani, Victor, Misfortune, Galio. While we go to break, make sure to put in the chat who you think is going to win this matchup and who you think won the draft. We'll be right back in just about 180 seconds. And we're back a little bit early. It looks like we sent ourselves to break a little bit soon. Also, I apologize with that. We're still getting used to that. But this gives us a great opportunity. So you're going to have watched me just kind of fiddle around for a little bit. My apologies. I have it a little bit off on there because of the stream delay. But one thing that I do want to note is that we do have, as you've noticed, guys, we are an affiliate on Twitch now, so that's a great opportunity for you guys to really support the program. Whether you want to use your Twitch Prime sub, then we get a little bit of those proceeds, and you don't have to pay anything. You've also got a couple of other options. You've got the paid subs. If you want to do tier 1, you're going to get the Esports logo as an emote. If you got tier 2, you're going to get the In My Sights emote, which you can see in the preview down there. And then tier 3 is my favorite one. It's the Doggers emote. So go ahead and if you guys would be so kind as to give us a sub at some point in this time frame, we do really appreciate the support at any point in the group there, or in the program. But we are just about to get on into game. So as we do, we should go ahead and throw on into chat. Like I said, what you guys are thinking is going to be the victory here. All right, and we should be hopping into game any second now. And away we go. Once we're into the loading here, my apologies, or we'll go on to there for now. We will let you know once we are loaded on in. We'll swap on over. It looks like it's going to be, in terms of the skins, just for the fun of it, we've got Thunderlord, Ornn, Broloff, Eternum Cassiopeia, KDA Kaisa Prestige, and then FPX Thresh, Shen, Sejuani, Creator Victor, Bewitching Misfortune Prestige, and then Birdio. Interesting on the summoner spells, we do have double teleports on both teams, or both solo laners on both teams going with the teleports. Also mirrored summoner spells all the way across, heal on the ADCs, ignite on the supports. In terms of the runes, looks like it's going to be Grasp for Ornn, then Conquer Olaf, Conquer Cassiopeia, Hail of Blades on the Kaisa, and then Aftershock on Thresh. For Shen, we've got Grasp, then Aftershock Sejuani, Phase Rush Victor, and Press the Attack Misfortune, as well as Aftershock on the Galio. We should be, if I'm not mistaken, into game just now, because we are loading in at 100%. And there we go. So any second now, we're going to go ahead and we will jump on in. We hear the sounds, we hear the sight, or we see the sights, and there it is. They're going to hop on up onto the rift, and let's just go ahead and swap these for you. There you go. Quickly and early, we see refillable potions on Ornn and Olaf. So pretty standard for Olaf with the new jungle items, which we'll go through. But Ornn going with that refillable potion, interesting choice. As he can buy from lane, it makes sense to really do so. We're looking now through as well. Tier, that's a new, if you guys don't know, that now is a starting item. It's now only 400 gold. You can buy 2 health potions with it and really get started early. Cassiopeia, gonna go with that to start, just as a strength item there. Support items across there, otherwise pretty standard. But looking on at that support, or at the jungle items, what we need to mention here, both of these junglers are going to be going for Chilling Smite. And the way that you know this is that they both have the blue jungle item. It is called the Hail Blade. There it is. That one, and if you notice the number in the corner of that Hail Blade, that is the number of smites that they will have to do to convert their smites. So, unlike previous seasons where the jungle item took up an inventory slot permanently, once you smite 5 times, you get the effects of those jungle items permanently, and your smite is converted to the one that you have chosen. If it's the Hail Blade, then you get the Chilling Smite. If you choose the red item, I'm forgetting the name at this time, then you get the Challenging Smite. Early on, we see that just an early farm lead going on in the mid lane. So that's going to be pushed on out. Both junglers starting on their top sides. Olaf starting leashless, whereas Sejuani did get that leash. Now that's going to be an early trade in the bot lane, and CMU is going to like that trade quite a bit, as Crix is taken to about half health and having to use one of his health pots already. But NIU is just going to look to push out this lane, and they'll see what they can do. Looks like Olaf's going to try and go for a full clear here. Easy enough for him to do with that sustain. Sejuani has one buff to buff, rather, so that she may be a bit behind by the end of this first clear. Does look like she may be posturing towards a possible gank on the bot side if NIU doesn't back off here. Instead, she'll go for the Gromp, so nothing much more to see from that competition. Or from that lane, my apologies there. But yeah, looking on through, this is pretty standard bot lane, just farming out for NIU and Central Michigan. looking through there. NIU just a little bit ahead in farm in some of those different roles, actually pretty much across the board. Explains their just about 300 gold lead very early on, so not much there. Sejuani shows herself bot lane, looks to go for the gank, isn't able to find anything, and will just back off, just showing the threat of her being around. That's going to be a nice trade on to the Shen from the Ornn, be able to land everything there with the Bell's Breath going through to make sure that Shen was brittle. That's now going to be the hook landing, the death sentence, onto Icade. That's going to actually not be able to be followed up on, and Crix is going to have to flash. Now with the Make It Rain dropping, NIU does have Olaf here. They might look to re-engage, and that's going to be forcing the flash out of Icade, and with Sejuani there, NIU is going to be forced to back off, but they will take that trade. It's going to be now both the flash on the jungle, or Olaf not actually having to use his... That was Crix, my apologies. So Thresh, the support flash for the ADC flash, you will take that trade almost every time. Crix especially is okay with that because he does have that Hex flash, so while it does mean that he'll have to go for the... so that's a big trade, actually, from Cassiopeia onto the Victor, with a little help from Olaf. But as he does have the Hex Flash, he'll have to channel that one in order to get the benefits of it, but still does have that move available for him. Does look like Sejuani was able to secure the lower Rift Scuttler, so Olaf will instead trade that one away, but he did get the nice invade onto the Raptors camp there. Able to get a bit of damage and steal a couple of those away, some of the small chickens. So that was good for Olaf, and NIU looking like they have a slight advantage early on in this game. But if you do notice, Central Michigan certainly has quite a bit of vision down that lower river. We'll go ahead and toggle the vision in just a second. Here we go. Let's look at the red vision there. So the Rift Scuttler did just time out, but they had wards in the brush here, as well as down in their own lane. Whereas NIU has not as much vision placed around the map. They do have that upper Rift Scuttler, but otherwise it is more vision focused for Central Michigan. The first Drake of the game is spawned, and it is the Infernal. Sejuani looks like, yep, she's just going to place the control ward there, make sure that they know if NIU is doing that objective, but will instead back away and go for Grom. She backed and got her cloth boots as well as a ruby crystal, but by comparison, Olaf, because he's been full clearing, was able to get a little bit more. He does have that that whip, the Iron Spike whip. That's what it's called. I apologize. And looking up in the top lane, looks like Ornn is just going to be finishing off the anti-magic boots there. This is NIU looking to go for a nice. Oh, nicely done. Well done by NIU to knock over the Sejuani. Just kind of lurking there in case they wanted to go for a little bit greedy of a warding trip there, but instead NIU going to be able to just knock that Sejuani out of place. NIU now with that deeper vision placed will just go ahead and since their bot lane was pushed out, does look like Galio might come to contest, but he'll just clear away that control ward. So NIU will secure that first Drake. Now they looked like they might be trying to engage here on the bot lane. The Observer decides that that's not worth it to show. Instead, we'll see a little fight down in the bot lane, or in the top lane. I apologize, but it is instead Galio was positioning a little bit far forward. If they had gotten the death sentence from the Thresh, it may have been it might have been game over. Not game over, but lane over. But a death. My apologies, as that's a big trade with the Bella's Breath trade and the Brittle coming through onto the Shen. Now Galio able to taunt to make sure that he does not get stunned up on that one or slowed away by the axes being thrown by Olaf. And instead, there will still be no kills. NIU still looking like they're just ahead in farm across the map here, as well as with the early objective, they do have the advantage here in the laning phase. Now, Ornn is going to get taunted up under the turret, but not really much. This is going to be Call of the Forge God. Flash goes right on through, and that's going to be first blood onto Alpha Squirtle as he's able to land that Call of the Forge God. And despite the flash, you can't dodge that ram. And it's going to be the first blood onto Ornn. And he'll go ahead and grab that second turret plate. Now this is going to force a flash out as that's going to be the stun coming through. Ornn did overstay just a bit. It's going to be flashes coming from both the jungle and the Shen there. Ornn also blowing his flash as just a good ultimate there from Shen to get back in a lane. Now this is a taunt onto the Thresh. Not going to be a much here, but just going to put a little bit of trade back onto both laners from NIU. So Ornn able to make that good play, but does get a little greedy, go for the second turret plate, and does get punished for his efforts with Sejuani able to land the stun and then Shen come in with the taunt. Galio did just finish his upgrade based on the amount of gold that he had been around for. So he will go ahead and now have that first step of the warding portion of his support item. Does look like Olaf is going to go ahead and start, PCH is going to start up that Rift Herald for NIU. Looks like he just takes that solo, and yeah, that's just going to be going on to the Olaf. He'll have that in his inventory. And that means that NIU could play around that objective towards the mid lane. Now, we do see that Sejuani is trying to hide there in the lower brush. NIU susses this one out because they don't have the vision advantage, and Galio was playing a bit forward there. And they'll just back away here, take their gold, and use it in the coffers to go buy some items. That's going to be the Noon Quiver onto the Kai'Sa, so a good early amount of damage, and is going the build. They talked about it a little bit in the LCS yesterday, but does have the Duskblade, or sorry, the not the Duskblade, but the Serrated Dirk. My apologies. Builds into the Duskblade on the champion first. Does delay the full build a little bit. But when you have the luxury of doing so, it is the stronger build path on Kai'Sa right now. Early on, too, just about 10 minutes in, and we are seeing quite the farm lead built up in the mid lane. Space Marine 18 piloting this Cassiopeia, currently up as this might be Ornn getting caught. Nope, it's just going to be a contest over this Rift Herald, but this could be why fight me in a bad spot. And yeah, despite the ultimate coming through, the bullet time coming through from Misfortune, the box is put down by Thresh, and NIU not going to be, or Central Michigan, I apologize, not going to be able to contest this Rift Herald any further. So NIU will win the trade. They'll grab the Rift Herald, or the Rift Scuttler, my apologies, and they will also grab the kill. So well done by them, able to rotate over, and actually, after I was talking about that farm lead that Space Marine has built up, that 30 farm advantage, just about 25 to 30 farm advantage at this point. He now has grabbed the kill as well, so he is now just about, let's take a look, he's about 1,000 gold ahead of the victor this early on in the lane. We're seeing that about the same across all the roles. Ornn about 800 gold, Cassiopeia about 800. That's going to be flashes forced, and now Olaf does come in. It's going to be nice block, body block on the death sentence, but it doesn't matter because Olaf's going to be able to run you down there, and that's going to be now the Galio tries to flash, but that's going to be the double kill on to Summoner XD. And NIU now with the double kill has an easy objective onto the Cloud Drake, but instead they decide that they want to start out this bot lane turret. They want to take it out with that Rift Herald, so they'll just go ahead and drop that down there. By the time that Central Michigan gets back into the lane, this should already be down. That's going to be down to, I believe now, they'll leave it with just about one plate remaining. Thresh is going to be in a position to possibly take this if he wants, but instead he'll just back away, and they will just retreat and go for the Drake there. Shen going to be forced to ulti onto the mid lane there, as Victor got very low based on the Cassiopeia doing her full rotation there. And now we do see... Oh, that's nice Hex Flash from Thresh onto the Death Sentence. Kialoa is gone. Just face check that bush a little too hard. And now 5-1 in favor of NIU. And the carries on this Northern Illinois team in Olaf, Cassiopeia, and Kaisa are definitely starting to come online. Teleport comes in from Victor back towards the mid lane, just to make sure he doesn't lose all of this wave. He does have a control ward there, so in the upper brush, so he would need to, or he is not going to be afraid of gank coming from that direction, as well as his jungler is up there. The one thing that we do have to notice, or do have to recognize, is on the bot lane, NIU did not finish that turret, so there's still a plate available, as turret plates will drop in about 20 seconds here. Ornn able to finish off his Sunfire cape, as we do see the Gore Drinker finish from Olaf, and the Leandries finish from the side of Cassiopeia. So we're just waiting on the mythic items on the ADC and support here for NIU, whereas that could be a taunt, but gonna just back away. But as I was mentioning, oh, we do have a pause here, as this is apparently we have some insane lag going on from top lane for NIU. This is the one disadvantage of playing from home. We do know that as a conference, we'd like to move back towards playing in the arenas here. Unfortunately for us here at NIU, we don't have that luxury to play from our arenas. Our students are mostly away from campus, but it is in the emphasis of safety here. We don't want people getting sick with this you know, obviously a worldwide pandemic going on. So we do have occasionally some issues like this. That's one of the advantages, like I mentioned, of being in the arena, is that we don't have these ping issues. Hopefully, we'll get this resolved very quickly and get back into game. Until then, we'll just talk about where the game state is currently at. So as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and highlight that. We do have, on the side of Central Michigan, there are no mythic items finished. So they're quite behind at this point. Already about a 5,000 gold difference here at 14 minutes, which is quite a big lead for NIU early on in this game. Also, in each of the lanes, it looks like there's about a 30 farm difference in top lane, about a 30 farm difference in the jungle, 22 in the mid lane, but the bot lane is pretty even, though the kills do make up that difference. So let's look at the gold state. Looks like that's about an 1,100 gold lead in the top lane for NIU, as we are getting ready to get back into game. So we'll go ahead and just follow up with that conversation in a little bit. All right, now we do see both teams did decide just to back off after that pause, play the gentleman's agreement, much like in soccer when you have a drop ball after a delay. Similar idea here. They backed off, didn't continue any plays that were going on. We do see that does look like NIU is just going to contest this Scuttle Crab in the bot lane, or bot side of the map. Could be an invade from Olaf onto that blue buff. Sejuani is doing it, so if he wants to contest, he could run into her. She does have Smite available though, so she could very likely smite this way. Instead, it'll just be a gank back onto the bot lane, and already PCH just melts that. Actually, that was a lot of the damage, but both kills will go over to Olaf on PCH on Olaf. But they're just gonna melt both bot laners there, and despite the kills, that'll be Misfortune able to get her Gale Force, but now the turret gold is going to go over towards NIU. They'll take first turret here, and they'll just start roaming on towards the mid lane as they look to cement this advantage. Second Rift Herald is available if they'd like to take that. Looks like that is exactly what the pings are onto. They will go take that and likely knock down the mid lane tier 1. If they get lucky, they could knock down the mid tier 2 as well. And instead, actually, they just look like they're going to try to siege down this mid-tier 1 without the Rift Herald. Now, that's going to be a nice engage. Not going to land the Cassiopeia ulti, and actually taunt misses from everybody. It'll be Olaf just dying there. Space Marine able to take out White Fight Me, but that's going to be Galio answering onto the Olaf. That's going to be 2 now coming through. Summoner XD gets 1. He actually gets a double kill out of that one, and able to melt them with Kaisa just ulting into that fight. And now with just 2 members of CMU left alive and 4 for NIU, they will take that mid-tier 1 and they will just walk over to that Rift Herald and grab that objective as well. So it does not look like that's going to be contested, as Space Marine does run down, just clear out this control ward. But really well played so far by Summoner XD on the Kaisa. I want to applaud that performance. 4-0-4 in his first official stage game for Northern Illinois. He is a junior that has just joined the team this year. And so this is his first official Esports Collegiate action that he's getting to be a part of, and definitely making the most of that. Not finished with his mythic item quite yet. When he backs, he will grab that. Likely going to just try to grab the gold on that top lane turret if possible. Nope, we'll just finish off the wave and then recall back to the base. But as I was saying, he's sitting at 4-0-4, so 8 out of 10 kill participation. The only ones with higher kill participation are Olaf and Thresh, now Gale Force, and Collector at the same time finished from Kaisa. So that is a huge power spike that's going to be going over towards the bot laner for NIU. But as I was mentioning, down in CS a little bit, so hopefully he'll be able to, continue. But that's just part of the matchup here. But also 4-0-4, easily making up for that what might be lost in farm. Cassiopeia, meanwhile, sitting with the 350 gold bounty, 2-0-2, and 180 CS already. That's a nice death sentence. With the Lantern already down, going to be donated over to Summoner XD once again, and the hook lands, and that was just a wonderful pick. Crix showing off why his Thresh is so feared, and that's just going to be the 3rd Drake going over towards NIU. It'll be the Ocean Drake. They'll be putting themselves on Soul Point, able to take it as early as 23 minutes, which is an incredibly fast Soul, especially with the Ocean Soul, with a couple of champions there that definitely can make use of it with some of the regen if they want to take longer fights, especially as they're going to look to just siege down on the mid lane with the Rift Herald, as well as Warren's already pushing on the bot lane. Death Sentence misses, but flashing out forward is going to be Crix. The Galio is going to not quite get anything there, but he'll fall in the interim. Space Marine does get that kill. Now this is going to be the call of the Forge God. Is able to land it on it too. This could be a lot of damage on the Victor. He'll be followed up with Cassiopeia. Not going to be able to land the slow, and it will just be the 1-for-1 in the end, as PCH found himself a little too far forward in that fight. But while the kill went over to the Misfortune, we do see that NIU still up 12-3 in kills, and they are still easily on the warpath here towards that Baron when it does spawn. It's not even available for them to take, so the call will be to go on towards the top lane and grab themselves that tier 1 turret. They'll donate the gold over towards looks like Summoner XD, and Crix will be able to grab that one. And are you pinging onto the Baron? They want to get it as soon as it spawns. Ornn does not have TP available quite yet, so he'll have to back away. Though he's going to just force this. Oh, does not get there in time to finish off, or to cancel the recall there from the Misfortune. Could have been an easy pickup for him, as he would definitely be able to land some of that large amounts of damage. Looking on towards the Cassiopeia, already finished with the new Seraph's Embrace, a very good item for her, as well as the Leandries and NIU on spawn, 20 minutes and 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds after the Baron spawns for the first time, we'll already have it started up, and I don't believe there's anything Central Michigan can do to contest this one. It looks like that is going to be just the Baron finished off. Definitely Ornn sitting in the bot lane, meaning that they cannot contest. Oh, but actually, wow! What a steal from Sejuani, gonna be killed off, and NIU just missing on the smite, it looks like, from PCH. The smite fight was won by White Fight Me, so that's gonna breathe some life into the Central Michigan team. Unfortunate if you're NIU, they will kill off the Sejuani for it, but the gold and the buff go over towards the players on Central Michigan, and that would be the thing that could pull them into the game. Now they have to actually, be able to push lanes off of this, which, this is not an end-all be-all. Now they're back in it type of move, because they are still down a monstrous 9,000 gold in this contest. But the fact remains that they now have a chance. There is some level of relief in able to getting that steal. If NIU had gotten that Baron, it was very likely just that they walk down the mid lane and end this game within the next 5 minutes. Without that objective, this could take a while longer, but certainly does not put Central Michigan in the driver's seat, unfortunately, at this point. Looking on through, does look like the chem tank has been finished by Thresh, so that's just going to be another engaged tool available to him. Does also look like Galio still without his mythic item. We do see that Ludens is finished for the Victor. So just another choice of the itemization here. Another one of the mythics, one that is less often seen, I believe. At least I've seen it less often in some of my games. But double Sunfire capes on the side of Central Michigan, both on the Shen as well as the Sejuani. Now, with Cassiopeia up in the top lane, it does look like this will be Central Michigan starting up this Drake on spawn. NIU will look to contest, though, but does look like Central Michigan wants to get the warding down, wants to get the inside path, and they have this this chance once that Drake does spawn in just a couple minutes here. Now, this could be an engage, but Thresh is just going to get the dark or the lantern out, so Olaf not really in too much danger at that point. Now, NIU is going to throw down the teleport from the Cassiopeia. They will look to fight this one, and they want that soul. Looks like they are just going to start to try to use the Olaf here to engage out of that. That's a nice ultimate there from Cassiopeia. Now, that's going to be a lot of damage. That bullet time does land, but Kaisa now able to get that one. Ornhorn does come through. Now, calling the Torch God means that that's a re-engage. Now 3, now 4, and the only one left is Victor. He will be zoned off. That's a triple kill for Kaisa. 8-0-6. Summoner XD having himself a game, and with that kill there, as well as the Ocean Soul going over, this could very likely be all she wrote. An 10,500 gold lead, we'll call it. But once these wards are cleared, it will be an 11,000 gold lead for NIU 23 minutes into this game. And we're just about at the point of, I've been liking the metric a little bit since I've heard it on the broadcast, but Captain Flowers on the LCS the other day came up with a metric that he considered the Captain Flowers game is out of reach perspective. And he said that in his consideration, if you are a team that is down by more than 500 gold for every minute in the game, so in this case, since we're 24 minutes in, if you are down by 12,000 gold, the game's pretty much over at that point. There's not much you can do. But you can get a pick here. Alpha Squirtle is going to be picked off here. Lots of damage, and that Ornn is just so tanky. He'll be dead, as Shen will finally grab it, but the amount of damage that you just had to dump into the Ornn, especially with that Ocean Soul available. Ornn finding himself caught out a little bit, as the Baron buff has expired, so looking on through, Thresh looks to land the death sentence, doesn't end up grabbing anything, so he'll just go ahead and clear some vision here. That is one thing that the vision score isn't super high for either of these teams. Both teams kind of playing with what they've been seeing. Well, that is quite the amount of damage onto the Cassiopeia, but not really going to do much, as you'll just force Cassiopeia back. But with all of this gold, about 610 in her pocket, not something that she is really upset about anyway. Just going to grab the component. Olaf backing so that he can grab his item as well. With the, it is just going to be the Ruby Crystal, or that's the Kindle Gem, I apologize, as well as the the Caulfield Warhammer finished off there. So that'll likely be building into. I want to say those two build into the current version of the. Help me out, chat. I apologize. I'm missing the name of the item, but I believe that is what he would be going for as the build path there for the AD reduction item. Anyway, it's Demonic Embrace is finished off for Cassiopeia, so as well as Ruden's Warhammer Ruden's Hurricane for the Kaisa. So as we keep saying, this lead is pretty big for NIU. It's lots of items. They're going to just go ahead and start up the Baron. This time, hopefully, they won't have it stolen. Ornn does have TP available if they want to bring him in for this. As they'll just back away. They'll get engaged on. Now, the ward is going to be cleared out, and then the Lantern will be taken by Olaf. And NIU just going to continue to siege on down these lanes, push them out, and do a nice successful 1-3-1. You know that you're down a little bit when Central Michigan is having to bring in 3 members into the side of the jungle just to make sure that they protect their one player. But this could be some damage onto Ornn. Not really going to do much except tickle the Ornn with that laser from the Victor. Now this, nope, they're going to think better of it. Central Michigan had the opportunity to dive over the wall there, but with the additional members of NIU, they decided that's not worth it to do so. And Ornn just going to continue to peacefully farm out this lane, almost onto a Flame Horizon, as they'll go ahead and back away from this Baron. And now with just over, I want to say 3 minutes left, possibly just about 2, until the Elder Drake. That's likely going to be the next objective that's fought over. I mean, Baron could be there, but it looks like both teams are just willing to kind of leave that one be. Alpha's going to take a couple of turret shots there, but he'll back away as Misfortune is in that lane. And now looking on through, oh, that's a flash forward. Now going to be the engage on Galio. Could be one, and he says good night as another kill donated over to the Kaisa. And with that kill, this will be once again NIU starting up the Baron. Now this time, looks like they have, yeah, Sejuani's just a little too far out of position, and they now have the vision to know that she's going to be there. And Flash actually, misses that Flash and flashes straight into the wall. So, Dash not available, Flash not available, but NIU going to grab the Baron. They'll go ahead and siege on down with Ornn in the bot lane, and then run 3 on through the mid lane. Now, they're going to, Central Michigan is going to rotate 3 over to try to answer this Ornn push. 2 at least, I should say. But instead, it'll be 4 members of NIU just pushing on down the mid lane. And with that one, they're going to run on through. And now that is going to be the Call of the Forge God. Once again, now going to be actually missing everything as the target had died already. That's going to be both the Thresh grabbing the kill onto one of them. It's Victor and Sejuani already dead. Now that's going to be another engage. Could be more damage as Alpha Squirrel just going to take some damage here. And NIU just going to siege on down these Nexus turrets. And that is all she wrote. We're going to, oh, nice flash in by Ornn to make sure that that does not land anything. And Kaisa just blows up the Misfortune again. This could be the ace from NIU. Instead, it'll be one retreating out of the fountain. And game 1 is going to go over towards NIU. We'll be back for game 2 in just a few minutes. But NIU takes a commanding game 1 win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back into game. Let me just, oops, not quite in game. I apologize. We are going to be back into the broadcast here, as we do have NIU taking that 1-0 victory, that 1-0 series lead in the match here, as now they are already, wow, into Champion Select here for game number 2. Here we go. My apologies. The lights have turned off here in the arena. We do have those energy efficient lights. And looking on through, NIU now on to the blue or red side here, as they are in the second game. We'll go ahead and switch that on up. But does look like Central Michigan going to have that first ban, and it's going to be the Rel once again. I would expect the Kaisa does get banned away. That was something that was extremely strong. Or the Thresh. Both of those picks enabled each other. So I would assume that one or the other of those picks will get taken off the board here by the end of this Champ Select. Nunu, once again, going to be the ban. Something that we have seen banned away on the side of NIU here. We'll continue to see and look it on up. I will agree. Looking through the chat here, the Thresh doesn't miss, as well as what a game from that Thresh with the flash hooks. That's going to be Graves once again taken off the board. So we're not going to see that jungle coming through from PCH once again. But yeah, NIU looking strong in that game 1 victory. We're going to go ahead, and now we do see it is going to be the Jhin banned away from on the side of NIU. So this is very much a red side ban. You want to make sure that you take away that pick. Cassiopeia actually going to be the one that is chosen to be taken away, and Kaisa. So both ADC bans going to come through for NIU. That puts, again, probably a misfortune here from the side of Central Michigan. Something that NIU felt like they dealt with very well. Olaf instead going to be the thing taken away for Why Fight Me. Could also go into the top lane for Olaf, or sorry, for Huncho, Gary, but not quite sure. It's going to be the Lilia Hubbard, like we mentioned in the last Champion Select. This is something that when it's available, especially into something like an Olaf, PCH likes to play. He'll hover it. Will he play it? There's the lock-in. It is going to be what he's going to play this game. What a choice. I like that one. A couple of different builds I know that he's been experimenting with, so I'm interested to see which one he wants to go with in this game in particular. We've also now got Lucian going to be the lock-in. Like I was thinking last Champions Select when it was banned, the next tier down. But also something that Summoner XD plays at a very high level. Could be Lucian with another engaged support. I would not be surprised. And Shen once again going to be the pick for Huncho Gary. He will be back on that. Although let's calm ourselves, because it could be Shen, could be River Shen, could be support Shen. We've seen a couple of those in the pro play. I'd assume it's going to be Huncho Gary back on that champion, but you never know for sure. So Central Michigan does have just about 5 seconds to make one more pick here. It looks like they are going for the long-range engage, so that could be the Swain. That could be Swain ADC. It could be Swain support. Very likely not Swain mid or top. Those aren't as obvious. But Anivia, it's available. The bans didn't come through, and so Space Marine 18 for the first time in many College League of Legends games will play the Anivia. This is something that if you're an NIU fan, I believe this will be a treat for you to watch, because his Anivia is one of his best champions. But that's aside the point. The point here is that there is now a Cassident and Misfortune ban, really just throwing IK down the tier list, unless that is a Swain ADC. Maokai going to be the ban away on the support role, as well as the Thresh. So they really want to throw Crix into that next tier, that next echelon of his picks. Unfortunately, I don't believe you really can too heavily do that to Crix. His support pool is very wide. We'll see exactly what he wants to play here, as the Ornn is locked in. That's going to go towards the top lane once again, so we will see the same matchup in that top lane more than likely. It depends on where these two picks do come out to for the side of Central Michigan. And we'll see here as they are going to pick up the Ezreal. That is a pick that I would still consider strong-ish in the organized play like we're in right now. However, the item changes did not help that champion. There's strong reason to believe that that champion is in a weak spot, especially in the solo queue type of area. Diana, interesting pick. It's an assassin. Central Michigan's comp is definitely go in and do not get out. They are one-way champions for the most part. Diana wants to get in. She can't dash out, but she really wants to go in style. And Crix is going to grab that set. So that's going to be for himself more than likely. We do see the set come through here. So going to be from top to bottom for both sides. Let's go through these lineups. Going to be Shen, Olaf, Diana, Ezreal, Swain. Swain is the support there. I was wondering if we might see Huncho and Kealoha swap champions there, so then we'd see a Shen support and a Swain top lane. Stronger in the roles that they're currently in anyway. And then from the top to bottom for NIU, we will see Ornn, Lilia, Anivia, Lucian, and Set. I know, Pog indeed for the Anivia pick. Apologies, I'm seeing your chat as you put it in. It's live for me, 2 minutes later for you when I respond to it. But with just 4 seconds here, we're going to go ahead and step away for not a brief break. We're just going to go ahead and show you that score, let you listen to some nice music while we wait that 3 minutes before we're able to get into game number 2. Will that be the deciding game number 2, or will we go to a decisive game number 3? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes as we are here with NIU versus CMU. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and we are jumping on into game number 2 here, as we are going to have NIU versus CMU in game number 2. Like I mentioned, here we go. And we are jumping on into game. Now, let's go ahead and swap that for you. Once again, Chilling Smite coming out for the Lilia. That's going to be the choice. Oh, it does change it over to Challenging. Olaf, not quite chosen anything yet, is going to be the Chilling for him. Same start here as game number 1 in terms of the Ornn, so nothing is quite surprising there. And Anivia also grabbing the tier to start here. One major thing, Ezreal going to be starting tier. That, in my opinion, I defer to the diamond to the diamond ADC in Ezreal, or sorry, in Icade here. But my personal opinion, and correct me chat if I'm wrong, is that the tier start on the ADC is not as strong as the Doran's Blade into a tier start. So starting the Doran's Blade, then backing and grabbing the tier. Could be wrong here. I'm not trying to, it's just an interesting idea here. As we do see that both teams did clear out the wards that were placed by the junglers, so they then they both grabbed the sweepers afterwards. Set getting in his core day here. Look at that. That's a nice number of sit-ups. I wish I could do that many sit-ups in that short of time. But anyway, looking on through, let's go through, because we have a little bit of time here, as this is a leashed start on the blue for Lilia, whereas Olaf is going to go with a leashed start on his red. So both are starting bot side again, once again, going through their own jungles. Lilia and Olaf both looking to full clear here, so interesting. As, once again, let's look at the runes here. So for the side of Central Michigan, it is on the top laner. On the Shen, it's Grasp of the Undying. Then Conqueror for the mid and jungle, as well. Actually, Conqueror on all 4 of the rest of Central Michigan. It is a strong rune. I was surprised to see that on every single one of the remaining members of the team. But you know what? That is interesting. Oh, nice flash there to get away from that. And now that's going to be the re-engage. That's going to be the damage come through. And first blood goes over to Set. As what a play. Flashing the stun there. And now the damage comes back through. And just being able to heal it away as Summoner RC, as he does have that Doran's Blade with the 8% lifesteal, able to keep him alive, as well as the potion through that damage from the Ezreal. Kirk's sitting on a ward here, so as we settle it down, he will just back away from that one. But yeah, that's going to be a big advantage down there in the bot lane for NIU. Blowing the flashes, except Chris actually kept his, so Summoner Luke able to actually dive away from that engage attempt with the Swain E there, and able to get that first blood onto his support there. So if there's one consolation prize that for Central Michigan, it is that is a kill onto the support, as that is a Swirl Seed landing onto the Olaf. And Anivia roaming up means that this will likely be... Actually, Olaf could be dead here, as he's just walled off by the Anivia, and PCH is going to grab that kill. Olaf got a little greedy trying to contest for that Rift Scuttler, and will pay the price there with his life. With assists going over just to Anivia. Ornn wasn't able to get there in time to get the assist. Now the Swirl Seed does not land onto Diana, and instead it will just be PCH doing a bit of a drive-by Swirl Seed there. He'll just walk away after landing that one. Now, he could be going towards the bot lane. That is warded out, but he does want to grab this additional Scuttle Crab. Olaf pings on towards the mid lane. We could see a gank attempt there. But, yeah, now going to have to be... This is Anivia. He's going to flash. Now he's going to stun. Lilia is available here. And Olaf, sorry, going to just flash on back. but the damage is going to come through. PCH is going to grab another kill onto Olaf, as he is just in the bad place multiple times. And now this could be the kite back onto Diana, and that is not where you want to be. Lilia is just going to do the damage, and PCH gets donated another kill. 3-0 this early in the game, and now, Swain, you are in a bad spot, my guy, as Crix just comes in with the engage and says lands the showstopper, and that is... or the showstopper, I apologize, this is alternate, but he lands the W just to make sure he grabs that damage, and 5-0, 5 minutes into this game. NIU is keeping up this blazing pace that they had last game, but also additionally adding in just no kills given up so far. They are currently sitting at a 3,000 gold advantage in the first, looks like, in the first 5.5 minutes of this game. That's a little bit of damage onto the Anivia. The thing with the Anivia here is that she does have her egg available, so if she dies, she'll still have that available. Now, that's a lot of damage coming through from Diana. Why fight me sitting down here? He wants to try to grab something back, but this could just be a bit greedy. Sitting there a bit too long. Does manage to miss the engage there. So just the poke going through. Now that is going to be a big engage, as Anivia already has her ultimate. Now Diana has it available as well. Is going to just dive on back, but that's a lot of damage that comes through from Anivia. And Diana just sitting in the ultimate there. And wow, that's... Frick's just going to say, well, I see you. Alright, goodbye. And he'll walk away. As that is Ezreal positioning really poorly in that fight, as he's just taking all the damage and ends up getting stunned up by the set here. Now, PCH could be in a bad spot, as that is the ultimate coming through from Huncho Gary, but that is the sleep coming through, and Anivia now going to lose her life, could go to the egg, and will she die before the egg comes through? No. And with the ultimate landing, not going to be enough. Will just die, as she did stay a little too long. So, Central Michigan will get on the board, but at the cost of being 9 kills down 7 minutes into the game, or 8 kills down, I apologize, 7 minutes into the game. Set already with 4 kills. Frick's having himself a couple of games in this series, and they'll grab the Ocean Soul, or Ocean Drake to start it off, I apologize. So that will not be the Ocean Soul 2 games in a row, as there is the auto attack canceled by Shen, but then still lands it, does Orn. And looking on down these champions in the lanes, that is already the Moonstone finished off by the Lilia. So is going for the Moonstone Staff of Flowing Water build, something very strong, especially on the Lilia right now. Does finish off his jungle item now. Not able to get the wall to the correct place. There is Space Marine, but that's okay. He will take that, being 1-1 and 3 with the Lost Chapter already in his inventory. Why Fight Me Now is there. Anivia has to be careful here because she does not have the egg, as is just going to be the gank attempt. Now a lot of damage coming through, but Swirl Seed is enough. Not going to get the damage. That's going to be the culling. That is Icade having to flash and heal just to make sure he stays alive in that one. And if there were any more bullets that had landed from that culling, that was a dead Ezreal. Just a full rotation, and that just shows you how far ahead already NIU is in this game. They are up 4,000 gold in this game, 8.5 minutes in. CLoL going to be standing alone here in the lane, and actually there's the Hex Flash. That's the pullback from the set. Swain will still get the lockdown on the set, but he won't even die of the turret. And here comes the Orn Horn. Now Huncho Gary is going to be caught up. That's going to be a lot of damage. And with Lilia here available, will the knockup be enough? Could not be necessarily enough. But that kill in the bot lane did go over towards Summoner XD, already with a 20 farm advantage and a 2-0 in kills. Olaf going to go unstoppable to make sure he doesn't get slept here, but just getting kited out by the Lilia, and that's not even the trade of ultis yet. Now Diana does get slept. She'll take a lot of damage, but will just be a trade of life. So the Diana will get killed off by Space Marine, but instead Lilia will die as well. Crick's going to go ahead and roam, look for some wards. Might even go towards the towards the top lane and grab a nice dive here. Ornn going to go ahead and position. They'll get him. Yeah, they'll stop that. And now Set is on his way. Showstopper into the kill. Well played to make sure he does not back away. That's yet another kill. 5-0-1 on the Set. Crick's having himself a series so far, showing why he grinded that solo queue to Masters, and he is having himself a day. Why fight me? Coming back towards the mid lane. This could be Anivia dying again. Now, Swirl Seed does land to make sure that the sleep comes through, but with the Shen available, that'll be forcing off the flash from the Lilia. NIU stepping a bit too far forward now again. Summoner XD just says, okay, I'll just 1v1 the Ezreal. He is up about a level here. Now, culling already all the way onto the... lands almost every bullet onto the Swain, and again, another solo kill from Summoner XD. And when you're this far ahead, it doesn't matter. You just kill all of the members of the of Central Michigan. 14-4 in kills, and Diana might be dead here. That's a lot of... yep, that's the Drowsy. Now it's Sleep. Gonna be even... Oh, misses the Swirl Seed, but the DOT is not going to be enough to get the kill. And Set says, okay, it does place the ward, but not able to get the kill. And Luke, Summoner XD, going to look to roam over there and try and grab it. Swain just going to roam over towards the mid lane, clear out this vision. So NIU playing a little bit fast and loose, a little bit sloppy, if you say, with some of these things where they are just taking a little bit, you know. But when you're this far ahead, you have that ability as Anivia just bursts down the Diana. Catches her with one stun. Now Ezreal's in a bad spot. He's going to go ahead and just have to... what's he going to do? Is he going to dash over the wall here? That's going to be the snapback and the damage onto Icade. Now, he is in a very bad spot. Stun comes through from the Anivia, but the kill is going to be donated over to Summoner XD. He is 5-0-4 on this Lucian, and NIU says with the man advantage, they want to go ahead and push it. They want to grab the Mountain Drake and grab themselves the second Drake of the game right about on spawn. Mid lane down to 2 turret plates. All 3 of the turrets taken, so they have now taken 3 plates on each of the different turrets here. Why fight me? He's going to go for this Anivia, try to burst her down. Going to be walling off the Diana, and the egg comes through, but is going to be just enough to get the kill. Showstopper comes through. Now going to be taken back out. Could be a lot of damage. Lilia actually going to die on that one, and NIU getting a little bit too aggressive there. Flash forward. Now Crix is going to grab the kill onto the Olaf, but able to flash away and keep the Diana from killing him. So Diana able to get up to 5 kills, so she's pretty far into this game. She does have the item slowing. It is the Everfrost, that's the one. Gorge Rinker on the Olaf as we expected. But Gale Force and the Chem Tank are both finished for the NIU bot lane. So they are up quite a massive amount here so far in this game. As well as, looks like those are Swifties on Crix, and he just wants to roam all the way around this map. So, yeah, from my interpretation of this lane, the Ezreal had the level 1 where he almost got the kill. Aside from that, I've seen very little value out of the Ezreal. I think whether it's because the Swain has just been easily shut down because I know you knew how to play against that, or if it was the tier built first or the champion being in a rough spot. All things I think considered, all are part of this matchup. But NIU right now, in game number 2, this is a complete bot lane outclass. Unfortunately, you know, as much as you don't want to have to say it, it is. And now that's going to be NIU just able to roam towards the mid lane, and they have not even grabbed the Herald, the first Herald. is still available for them. So we'll see if they elect to do so and clear out some of these turrets. Anivia just going to get a lot more damage onto the Diana. Now Hex Flash over the wall. Showstopper lands. Krix is godlike. It's 7-0-2 on the set. This is a massive lead. NIU is getting more than a kill a minute. They are now going to rotate over towards this Olaf, and he could find himself in a bad spot, as well as so could the Shen. Now Olaf is going to find some damage from... Oh, that's just... Swain, what are you doing? You knew that they were in that jungle, and you're clearing out the control ward that they can see you clearing out. And Anivia's going to get the pick, and now, yeah, that's NIU finishing off the Rift Herald. Now, Huncho Gary thinks that he might contest this one. There's going to be the slow possibility. That's a nice taunt onto both of them. And Olaf able to get away from this one. Now, Anivia is here. That's going to be the Everfrost now. That's going to force out the stopwatch from Darkfire Phoenix, but Krix just dodging away from all these. He's going to die, finally, but that is the sleeve coming through. Anivia says, there's one, here's two, and 21-8 in terms of kills. And Kealoha, he is not having a fun time. And Krix is, or sorry, Luke, Summoner XD, is just diving at him. And yeah, he's dead. Huncho Gary, he's going to die too here. As, well, they'll answer back with the Everfrost Diana, able to dive back on and grab one. But Summoner XD has grabbed 2 turrets now in this one push, as well as at least 2 kills. Staff of Flowing Water is finished on the Lilia. NIU is going to opt into more and more of these fights. In 16 minutes into the game, this whole lead is 9,000. Now they're going to finish another turret. They didn't even need the Rift Herald for the tier 1s. They're going to now take another tier 2. They will have 5 turrets in 16 minutes at the end of this Rift Herald push. Could possibly be more. Yeah, they'll go ahead and leave that one. But to say that NIU's comp is in a very good spot right now is a massive understatement of the levels of power discrepancy right now in this game. For Central Michigan to come back in this game, I believe there would need to be a massive overstep by the side of NIU, which, not to say that it can't happen. That, you know, this game is certainly not over until one of those Nexuses explodes. But the odds are low for Central Michigan Mount to come back in this game, as Kealoha will take some damage here. Ornn going to be just found by himself, but he'll instead just, you know, dash away with his headbutt. Not headbutt, but his E move. Ezreal not even there, so very likely this will be, as long as NIU pulls this out, this would be the take for the dragon. They're going to go ahead and make sure that that could be a stun onto Lilia. Now that's a lot of damage and not going to be stolen. Ezreal does have the essence. The ultimate goes through. Not able to grab anything. NIU will grab 2 here. It was a valiant effort from Central Michigan. They tried to get this, but unfortunately NIU's just too far ahead. So instead it'll be 2 deaths on the side of Central Michigan, and NIU will just take this. Put themselves... Did they steal that? They... did. My apologies. I missed that. I thought that it showed up in red. But no, it was blue. So Olaf got it. So hashtag worth. They got the first Infernal Drake. They delayed the Infernal Soul, which Infernal is so good on this NIU team comp that losing it would have been, or getting the soul would be game over anyway. Now the headbutt, or the Call of the Forge God comes through. It's going to be enough to just deter them from helping out the Shen, and he's dead. He gets caught out on the side of the fight. He'll be the sacrificial lamb to make sure that the team does not die here. Crick's going to find himself in a flanking position. Could be able to grab a showstopper onto the team here. NIU will just force them off, and with Kealoha affected by the damage over time by the Lilia, then it'll be just be forced to, the Central Michigan comp will just be forced to back away from this mid tier 2, and NIU will take it. So this will be 26-9. 6 turrets to nothing. NIU up about 12,000 gold in 19 minutes. Space Marine is just holding on to the mid lane. Now that's going to be a pick on the Olaf. He does go ahead and use the ultimate. Lilia going to just go ahead and flash away with that speed up. Now Crix is available. He's going to go ahead and stun them together. That's one. Space Marine grabs one. Now that's Alpha Squirtle grabbing a second. Space Marine grabs his third. Showstopper back in. That's going to be a fourth picked up for somebody here. It's going to be Summoner XD grabbing those two. And that's an ace for NIU. The Culling comes through and grabs 2 members of Central Michigan. NIU is going to grab the Baron off immediately on spawn in the second game in a row. First one they accidentally they got it stolen. This will be enough. Wow, blue team actually started a surrender vote. I have not seen a competitive surrender vote in a very long time. But indeed, it is very likely that that is what this game is at. 31-9 in terms of kills is a very strong matchup. Gary gonna go ahead and grab the double taunt. Call of the Forge God does come out. Now that's gonna be on the members of Central Michigan, 3 of them. Lucian is just doing his own damage. He's doing his own thing, and he'll get a double kill. That's gonna be possibly. Oh, they'll shut down the Lucian, but instead it'll just be the kill going on to Anivia instead. So the wall comes through. NIU is going to grab this top inhib turret number 1, or inhibitor number 1. Space Marine just does nasty things with that champion. That is just an insane amount of damage. Honestly, I don't chat. Go ahead and tell me who player of the game is in this, because I'm going to ask to interview somebody and tell me who the player of the series is, because I think Luke could be it. I think Chris, Summoner XD could be the player of this series. Summoner XD, Luke, sorry. Crix could be this player. That's even more kills. NIU's just piling them on at this point. 21 minutes, this game's over. That's another kill. Nothing that Central Michigan can do, unfortunately, at this point. This is kind of ugly, the amount of damage that NIU is able to do here. But yeah, NIU is going to take this game number 2, and they will take the match. They're going to move to 1-0 on the season, and congratulations, NIU. You guys are on the board first. So, unfortunately, Central Michigan does fall to 0-1 here. But yeah, what a game from NIU. What a series from NIU. We'll go ahead and interview somebody, possibly a couple of players, because there are a few that I could name as player of the series. But GG's Central Michigan. NIU takes it, and they will find themselves 1-0 heading into this grudge match against Ball State on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Stick with us. We will go ahead and we're going to get an interview with somebody, and we will break down the action a little bit. Could even be Coach Shiki, Garmore. Who knows? It's going to be a surprise. I will be right back in just a little bit, just about 3 minutes, with the winners of this match. NIU moves to 1-0 on the season, and they will be back in action again Wednesday against Ball State. Like I said, right here, same place, same channel. We will have that entire coverage for you. But please do stick around while we break down this set from NIU, where they were able to take the games 2-0. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back in just a few minutes with that post-game coverage.
If the new oral
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are going to go ahead and jump into a little bit of an interview here with. We've got both bot laners because, of course, after that performance, they both played so well. You guys said Chris for player of the series. We're going to give it to him, but we're going to interview them both because that was an amazing performance from the bot lane. So let's go ahead and hop on into here. Yep. All right, let's see if I've got any audio. Do I? Hold on real quick. Is this working?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
hello.
All right. Congratulations, guys. What a game from you two. What a game from everybody, of course. But that was quite the performance in the bot lane. Um, what? How did you guys? How'd you guys find that performance? How? Obviously, great to be on top for the first game.
Oh yeah, super impressed with how Luke played, and I guess how I played too. Very happy to see. Just over time, me and Luke have been playing a lot more and getting better together. So it was great that on our first game we're able to showcase that. Um, Jeremy helped us a lot by coming bot early, and that kind of helped us snowball a lead because we're able to play more aggressive.
hmm
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, I think we've grown a lot, so it's nice to show off the synergy. Game one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's amazing to see how far you guys have come from. Luke, this is obviously your first time playing in the true varsity series. I know you got some experience with the Fall Invitational, but uh, were there any nerves or anything going into this game?
Uh, Not quite nerves as much as just I was excited to play, so it was fun to kick it off.
Yeah, and Chris, coming in as the veteran from last season, obviously one of the newer additions last season's roster, but with that half season or so of experience under your belt, what was it like for the first time, kind of being the one to take Chris under your, or sorry, Luke under your wing?
Super exciting, actually. It's always fun to play with new people, and it's fun to kind of build up that synergy and get a feel for how he wants to play and how he plays the lane, and kind of match that energy or build on it on top of it. So it's very very enjoyable over this time frame since he joined. So very good.
Excellent. So, the one thing I thought was kind of interesting here about that, about the game two in particular, was I think knowing that you guys kind of played a similar style in both games, at least from my perspective. Uh, it was interesting to see exactly what CMU brought out to kind of counteract what you guys had played. Um, what were your thoughts on the Ezreal pick? I thought, from my perspective, I was interested to see it. I haven't been seeing it as much in competitive, and especially with a tier start, I thought was kind of a bit of a bait type of start. But I'm not, did you guys see that differently?
Um,
Just given Ezreal, he's very strong once he has like two items and his tier stacked. But before then, you can really punish him easily because he's pretty squishy and doesn't offer much. So Lucian's very good into him, considering if he E's, you can just go in on him. So pretty easy to punish early, which we were able to do. Though if we didn't manage to do that, he would have outscaled us. So we
yeah,
Gotcha.
I'd
executed
also
well.
like, yeah, absolutely. I'd also like to say that our draft, we strategized around banning out their AD carry. So we took options off the board for him, such as Kaisa and Jin. We didn't want their guy playing that. So we took off possibly, champions that are strong and are able to contend against Lucian and set, more aggressive bot lanes. So I was kind of surprised that he picked Ezreal out of anything, but I see he was just trying to go for a safe strategy where they're just kind of letting us win the lane, but him being able to safely farm. But if we're able to play it properly as we did, it's still very difficult for Ezreal and Swain to get out of that lane.
Yeah, that was kind of my take on that too. That it just seemed like that was one that kind of opened up the lane for you guys to be able to take advantage of. Uh, I guess my last question then, so that I can let you guys go. You guys have Ball State coming up on Wednesday. Chris, you were there last season when you guys played Ball State. Luke, this will be your first time in that matchup that's really taken on this kind of rivalry status, at least among the team members here at NIU. How are you guys feeling going into that one? Did this match give you a lot of confidence moving in, or exactly kind of is there a lot of is everybody kind of feeling the hype around that game on Wednesday?
I think everyone's extremely excited for the game on Wednesday. I think overall everyone's just excited to play. Um, but I know everyone that is from last season when we lost to Ball State in the playoff tournament. I know everyone is hungry to kind of get a win back at them. So we're all very excited for that game.
Yeah, and Luke, what does it mean to you to kind of step into that role as the ADC in this new matchup with kind of this greater status? All even though it's so early in the turn or in the season.
Well, for me, I haven't thought about it much, just one game at a time. So I'm glad we were able to show up today, and I'm sure we will then.
That sounds fantastic. All right, thank you guys so much for your time, and we're gonna go ahead and step it off for just a minute, and then we'll go ahead with our closing thoughts here. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so as you guys see, 2-0 NIU, able to take the victory in two quick games. Very well fought. Central Michigan, unfortunately, as we just heard in the interview, trying to prioritize some of those safer options. Unfortunately, NIU able to kind of sniff that out and counteract it. We will be back, like we've mentioned a few times here, for the rivalry, the grudge match, the match to make up for kicking us out of the playoffs last season against Ball State on Wednesday. That is going to be at 6 o'clock Central Time. So mark your calendars. We will put it on our socials. We will make sure you are aware. But tune on in, twitch.tv/NIU_esports, exactly where you're at right now, as well as make sure to go ahead and give us a follow, give us a like on all of our platforms. There's Instagram, we're NIU Esports Official. We are also on Twitter at Esports NIU. We're on Facebook at NIU Esports. Here on Twitch, we've got a YouTube channel. Go ahead and follow all of our platforms. And if you're interested and not in there already, join our Discord at discord.gg/NIU Esports. That is the plug for all of our socials, as well as just give us a subscription on Twitch if you are so inclined. You will unlock the NIU Esports logo for Tier 1 subs. For Tier 2, you'll unlock the In My Sights emote. And for Tier 3, you'll unlock the Doggers emote. Until then, I've been Connor Vagel. I will be with you again on Wednesday for game number 2, where NIU will be moving in at a 1-0 record and looking to start off the season very strong, 2-0. Until then, we're signing off. Have a great week. If you're a student, good luck in your classes, and we will see you soon. Thank you guys. Have a great night.